Chetan Bhagat writes op-eds for him or not, whether Sanju Verma comes and speaks about Modinomics or not, but Rahul Gandhi ने benchmark इतना low set कर दिया है that despite the fact that the Congress could not touch 100 seats, even after being out of power for 20 long years, that itself shows that brand Rahul is not working on the ground.
Chetan Bhagat, respond to what we are hearing from the BJP spokesperson, that this is the consequence of the base effect. Just 1 second. This is the consequence of the base effect because expectations from Rahul Gandhi were so abysmally low. Therefore, any resurgence from a very low base seems as if it's a massive turnaround. The comparison ultimately is 240 versus 99, and there is a big gap there. Third time round, Prime Minister Modi is in power and Rahul Gandhi is in the opposition, and after being out of power for 10 years, that's a pretty happy situation for the BJP and should be an unhappy situation for the Congress. Chetan.
Rahul Kanwal, most of the argument of the spokesperson is about making personal attacks on us and how we are trying to be relevant.
I gave a lot of data. I gave a lot of data.
Let him speak. Sanju ji, you've spoken.
मैंने कहा ना most. आप मेरा भी data, मतलब अब मैं क्या बोलूं? I mean, it's fine. So if we are irrelevant because we are not, अभी praise करो तो relevant, praise ना करो तो irrelevant. Firstly, I don't know, इतना touchy होने की कोई बात है नहीं. The question is some feedback I'm giving. And Sanjay Jha is, of course, defending the Congress and saying this. There is a base effect. There is a lot of advantages. But Rahul has some big disadvantage. I'll tell you the big disadvantages, which nobody has mentioned. He has a big dynasty baggage, which will be played, and the BJP plays it. Some great grandfather was your first PM. Abhi tak chale ja raha hai. All this, the the Shehzada and all that will they. And all of Congress sins. ऐसा नहीं है ना कि Congress has had a perfect rule. So from emergency to riots, Sikh riots, to all kind of things, corruption scams, Rahul will have to answer them, and they will attack him on that. So there's a lot of, it's not like it's an easy done deal right now for him. There's a lot of work to be done. You're right, he's untested. He, as a PM, he's been around, yes. But at the same time, is there some traction? Ask any social media agency, ask anybody relevant. I don't know who is relevant, anybody who's relevant who's not in the BJP. I would love to know. And you can ask them. तो वो बता देंगे. Data of doing good things is fine. Politics perception पे चलता है. जितने मर्जी growth हो जाए, जितने मर्जी numbers हो जाए, ये सच भी हो सकते हैं सारे number. लेकिन ये what people are perceiving. Did you meet my expectations? Did you beat my expectations? Were you below my expectations? And if a certain section, it's a certain section. We are talking 4-5% vote share, right? The base is still intact. There are people in this country who will say, don't give me lunch and dinner, I'm going to vote BJP.
No, but I'm out of time on this conversation. But Sanjay Jha, the point that was made by Rajnath Singh was the 15% gap in vote share at the base. Moving the base on a national basis by 1 or 2% is a monumental task. There's the difference of light and day at this moment in the vote share of the two big national parties. Very quick to sum this up and wrap it up. Sanjay Jha.
Rahul, I'll tell you why that is an atrocious argument used by the right-wing cheerleaders, because that's exactly what they said before the 2024 elections in Uttar Pradesh, and you saw what happened. Politics is dynamic, Rahul. It changes. The BJP went from 2 to 300. They could be down to 100 seats. I'm going to tell you this right now, that after the Bharat Joro Yatra, and now as a leader of opposition,
Rahul Gandhi is still sitting in the opposition.
He is a transform man.
Narendra
If there are
Modi is
snap
Prime
elections
Minister
in the
for
Lok
third
Sabha
term.
today, don't be surprised if the BJP today could be down to 150 seats. I think brands rise up, brands diminish. And I think the bottom line is this, Rahul, that today the attempt of the BJP to humiliate Rahul Gandhi will boomerang against them even more.
Okay, you've had your say. Very quickly, Sanju Verma, 20 seconds, final words.
Rahul, I will again quote the Prime Minister. This is one of the favorite quotes of his that I never get tired of quoting. तुम्हारे पांव के नीचे जमीन नहीं है, लेकिन कमाल तो ये है, तुम्हें यकीन नहीं है. Narendra Modi is leading the country for third time running. And look at the audacity of the Congress, despite not being able to win 100 seats in 3 Lok Sabha elections consecutively with Sanjay Jha types having a nice big omelette on their face. They are still dreaming in La La Land and hallucinating कि पप्पू का प्रधानमंत्री बनेगा.
So you've had your time. Very quick final words from Rajnath Singh. Do you conceive he's a transformed man? Are you shocked by some of the transformation, or do you think it's all hawa mein?
I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. There are some early signs, especially from the Gen Z, which should alarm the BJP. BJP needs to communicate differently to the people to the youngsters who have not seen the UPA days. They don't have any frame to compare with. And I agree with Chetan here that the communication strategy of the BJP, the social media strategy of the BJP has to evolve with time. It has to be more dynamic. It has to be, it has to come out of its mold that it is stuck in, which is almost a decade-old mold. Okay. New molds, fresher people, young people should come in and try and give more freshness to the entire positioning of the party.
You're saying the party needs to hold a mirror to itself. This is what debates should do. Spark debate, have a fierce back and forth, which is what Chetan's comments have done. You've heard different sides. As always on the news track, I don't take sides. I leave my opinion outside the studio when I walk in. I try as best as possible to go around asking, analyzing and dissecting perspectives put out by our experts. Chetan Bhagat gets set to get trolled. You wanna have a big troll army coming your way?
अभी relevant होना है. Rahul अभी relevant होना है. मैम ने कहा है अभी करो मेहनत और अच्छा लिखो. और लिखेंगे मैम, कोशिश करेंगे मैम.
Rahul, today Rajnath Singh has been the proverbial monkey
अपने ही सपोर्टर को आप अगेंस्ट कर दोगे तो कैसे होगा संजू जी? This is going to be a problem.
अच्छा टाइट रोप वॉक किया है. I'm complimenting him. Rajat ने बहुत बढ़िया टाइट रोप वॉक किया है.
Rahul, a comment on Chetan. His book Two States, The Story of My Marriage is one of my favorite books. It's entertaining, it's funny, and every married person at some point will empathize with what he wrote in the book. That is one of my
BJP को compliment कर रहे हो तब तो नहीं आपने बोला, अब बोल रहे हो.
Well, I have disagreed with Chetan politically in the past during the time of the Anna Hazare agitation, which Chetan will now know, and he knows it was an RSS-sponsored one. So maybe I was right in retrospect. But the truth is, as far as this book writing is concerned, Two States remains one of the most entertaining books that anybody can read.
Thank you very much to all our guests for joining us. Now we'll let this play itself out on social media, across digital. You've heard what our participants have to say. As always, I leave it to you to have your opinion on what you've heard from them. So, Rahul Gandhi's charge is that the BJP has developed a political chakravyuh and that the youth, small, medium enterprises, the poor, farmers are trapped in this chakravyuh. The BJP's counter is that Rahul Gandhi is dividing the nation by talking about caste census, by trying to make Agniveers face off against regular soldiers. All his actions are insidious and that they seek to divide India. Rahul Gandhi says, I'm trying to unite India. Now this is a political debate. There is no yes, no, right answer, wrong answer. There are different perspectives and I hope to bring those out on this broadcast. I want to welcome Chetan Bhagat, the well-known author. He's written a column this weekend where he talks about Rahul Gandhi making a comeback. He'll explain that. Squaring off against him, we have Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Sanjay Jha is with us on this broadcast, and Rajnath Singh. I want to go across to Chetan Bhagat first. Chetan, you've got this article out where you're basically saying Rahul Gandhi is making a comeback from inept Pappu to Khatakhat Neta. The BJP says, no, he's actually playing a very dangerous game. He's trying to divide India. Modi tries to unite India. Rahul's trying to divide India along the lines of caste, along the lines of class, and that this is dangerous. From your perch at this moment, do you want to explain why you've gone from being a supporter of Prime Minister Modi, that time Chief Minister, when you first came out in his support, now thinking that Rahul Gandhi is making what you believe is some kind of a comeback?
Firstly, you're mixing up two things. I'm being an analyst. More than anything, I love being an analyst. The only person I support is myself. Let me be very honest. And it's very fun to analyze rising political brands and falling political brands. So when I said in 2011, I wrote a column saying the rise of Modi is inevitable. The entire Congress supporters trolled me very badly. That was the time you couldn't even mention PM Modi in English media. Like you could not mention because it was just like a person non grata. And here we are, he's in his third term. So Firstly, I'm not coming from sometimes I'm wearing the analyst hat, and the analyst hat simply tells what is happening in the country. And I think it's of some value to people because a lot of people reacted to it, commented on it. And I think it's of very high value to BJP as well, because I think somewhere down the line at the top levels of the BJP, the messages are not reaching. Chamchas have become a hard, thick crust. And the bigger the chamcha, the louder the voice, the lower the IQ usually. And, it is really causing a lot of damage to the brand of BJP, which has honestly, like the election results have shown, taken a hit. Now, Rahul's rise is very astonishing because Rahul, by the way, that "kaun sa Rahul" comment, which is being used a lot, is nobody mentions that much that the other Rahul is there. The "kaun sa Rahul" was Rahul Kanwal or Rahul Gandhi. There was a genuine confusion, but abhi kaun Rahul kar diya usko. Anyway, I think the three main reasons. Firstly, Rahul's personality, Rahul's entire personality has totally changed. And I don't know how. I've come on studio in election results, and I personally admit I had very little hope from him because he was not even coherent. He would say one sentence, he would start some high level thing, and 5 seconds later he's lost everybody. And that's just the art of oratory conversation, which we all felt he just doesn't have it in him. And some people have it and some people don't. But lo and behold, it's changed. And I don't know whether it's new fitness regime or supplements or good advisors, but I think it's a lot to do with him being authentic. He is no longer scared to be himself. He is no longer trying to impress. He's just talking to express. He also takes on very tough topics like religion, which taking on the BJP, that BJP pura Hindu Samaj nahi hai. That's a big one to take. I mean, that's BJP's territory. And if you miss a beat on that one, you'll be hammered. And the BJP did try to hammer him, saying he's attacking all Hindus and all. But largely, he got away with that whole Shivji ki, taking out a Shivji's picture in parliament. I mean, that is not something you would have ever expected a Congress leader to do. But he did it, and it worked. It got traction. We live in the times of reels. We live in the times of YouTube shorts. It got traction. It went all over. And that's the game, man. Whether it's good or bad, separate story. The second thing I think Rahul Kanwal, is that the people are receptive today. Rahul has been trying. Rahul Gandhi has been trying for a long time. But the people of India were in a thrall. They loved it. We all felt in 2014 that something big is going to happen. That was the promise. There is such a stable mandate. There is such a strong leader. There is such a mood to decisively do things. India is going to be different, man. I mean, India is going to be, everybody's going to progress. There's going to be massive GDP growth. It's a Hindu nirvana happening. And that 5 years later, okay, let's give another chance. It takes time, things don't get fixed. And things were slowly eroding and people were saying, this is not the way things should be done. But you know what? Let this government do it. They know what they're doing. The things will be done differently. But in the end, there'll be something amazing. Now 2 terms ended. And now you have all this Agniveer and paper leaks and political allies and other parties, people coming here. It's like any other good old-fashioned Indian
let's
politics.
Unpack what you're saying.
I'll take 20 seconds. And that has led to people being receptive to somebody else. Otherwise, they didn't even want to listen to Rahul Gandhi. So Rahul Gandhi is also right place, right time. That matters a lot in politics. He's just at the right place last time. And my last point in the column is that the BJP has helped Rahul a lot because Rahul Gandhi needed every hero. We write stories, right? Every hero needs an arc of redemption where a hero goes, fights a battle and destroys and finally survives to live the day. Now, earlier, if your image was that Rahul is a pappu, pappu means non-threatening, he's just nothing, he's inconsequential. NPC, as they call in video games, non-playable character. Now, suddenly, you're trying to disqualify him, cases, all these things. And he fought all that. Beghar kar diya, ghar se nikal diya, accounts frozen, all kind of things happening. And it's almost you gave him the narrative arc to become a hero. So the BJP did some help there. He should thank them too. So these 3 things have made it all happen that Rahul is firing now and it's working. So I don't see even how BJP supporters can disagree with that.
Now let's take it one by one. You're saying the audience is more receptive. What data sets do you have to try and prove that? In Uttar Pradesh, for example, where the India Alliance did well, is the coming together of the Yadavs, the Muslims and the Dalits and some non-Yadav OBCs.
Rahul,
how do you arrive at this conclusion?
Rahul, first you tell me your mood of the nation polls. Your Pew survey said he's the most popular prime minister in the world, 73% approval rating. Then why the election results were like this? Why did the 400 par not happen? Something is definitely there. Why are the Rahul Gandhi videos getting 10x the views on Instagram? These are early indicators, right? The article is fun because it's predicting things early. When it becomes fairly obvious in the election results, there is nothing to write anymore. What I'm seeing is there are enough signs to tell you the budget. Okay, maybe has such a budget not come before? A little bit increase in taxes there, but look at the negative backlash on it. What is happening? Have you seen in the last 11 budgets this kind of backlash? And it's not that different a budget. It's not even that bad a budget, but it's happening like this. So this is. Are we not seeing this? Are the BJP supporters also not seeing this? I am very curious to know.
No, because the BJP's charges, some of these are divisive ideas. For example, the caste census. The moment you make people more conscious of their caste identity, it furthers schisms in society. Rather than try and unite people, you're actually furthering the divisions, which is easy to do because you're sitting in opposition. His job is not to govern, but to criticize.
And the BJP has never tried to do any vote bank politics ever. I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, I want to know. India is divided. India has communities. India has different groups which want different things. Somebody wants a reservation. Somebody wants these things. Now, it is not one against the other. If you go out there and represent them, and that's why how BJP came to power. Hindus were not being heard. 3 or 4 very genuine issues, temple, whatever, 370, all these things were there. And there was a political opportunity there. He's using the political opportunity. Ethically, is it good or not? Is it a moral argument now that Rahul Gandhi is not being really moral and ethical here, which the BJP is making? That we can debate that. I can't argue that he's being moral or not, but is he doing well politically? That is the first question. No, is it working or not working? अच्छी बात कर रहा है या बुरी बात कर रहा है, वो असूल के खिलाफ है या नहीं, वो अलग बात है. अब ये बताइए काम कर रही है चीज की नहीं कर रही, उसका फॉर्मूला वर्क कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है.
How do you know it's working? I mean, in Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Haryana, we will have some indication because ultimately the Congress only ended up at 99 seats. The BJP has 240.
It's working because we are discussing it today on your show. We didn't have these shows 1 year back. It's working because of that. It's working. We are actually considering this.
No, so you say that he would earlier lose his audience. His personality seems to have changed. You're calling his rise astonishing. How do you think he's done it, and why do you think he's been able to pull it off?
Like look at it right now. When he went in the parliament, when he showed that picture of those people giving out the budget, he was blacked out. The visual was changed. For 1 second only, he managed to show it. On your TV screen, you froze that visual. That's exactly what is happening in Reels and Instagram all over the country right now. It worked. It did the job. The more you take the camera away from it, the more people want to see it. Isn't that the rule? Isn't that how it always works? ये मत देखना, साड़ियाँ देख लो, ये वाली आप नहीं खरीद सकते. क्या करते हो आप साड़ी की दुकान में? सर वही वाली दिखाओ ना. I mean, he's playing the game well, and I mean we have to acknowledge that, right? And that is how BJP can counter it. My aim is both the parties do their best, bring out their best. But if the BJP says no, this is not how the game is played or whatever, dude, if he's going to gain traction, what are you going to do? Right? How many views is his videos getting? Look at the comments on his tweets versus on BJP leaders' tweets. Has it changed or not? Are people telling me that there is nothing? You can say that he's misleading people. That's fine. That I'll give you that. That is your view. I don't know him. Maybe this is what he's doing is not the most pious way of doing politics. Maybe BJP does it better. But ये तो बताओ कि काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा.
So Chetan, I want to pause what you're saying for a moment.
Yeah.
We've heard you. I want to come back to you in a while once we've heard some of the other reactions. But I want to hear now from the other speakers reacting to what Chetan is saying. And Sanju Verma, this is important because Chetan is, at some level, he's been a strong supporter of Prime Minister Modi, then Chief Minister Modi, and Rahul spoke about it today, that the middle class, he claims, to some extent is now disaffected, wanting to turn against. This hasn't been the case so far, and even the Finance Minister spoke about it in terms of the pushback, some, as you know, from within the caste of BJP supporters. Now, you want to respond to some of what you've heard, that his rise is astonishing, he's getting 10x the views on social media, that the BJP has helped him redeem himself by going after him, and that the audience, and Chetan Bhagat is an influencer, right? So you can agree, disagree, he's putting his views out there, and he can get attacked, he can get supported. But that's the point he's making, and he's had very different views in the past. around these two personalities. So how do you look at this as a BJP spokesperson? Sanju Verma.
Rahul, you gave some 7 to 8 odd minutes to Chetan Bhagat. I hope I will get at least 5 minutes without being interjected. First and foremost, you know, the last successful book of Chetan Bhagat's, without being offensive to him, was way back in 2014, Half Girlfriend. You know, and his books have been made into successful movies like Three Idiots, etc. But, you know, unfortunately, I think Chetan Bhagat, in terms of articulating his thoughts, is well past his prime. And I'm not being an ageist here. I'm simply saying that, you know, Chetan Bhagat is looking for relevance. Chetan Bhagat is today the underdog because nobody remembers him. His last few books have failed. And he's decided that, you know, he's going to walk over to the other side. He will speak against Modi. He will speak for Rahul. और लोग तालियां बजाएंगे और बोलेंगे वाह क्या बात की है चेतन भगत ने. But anyway, he's entitled to his opinion. I say free speech is something that you know, everybody is entitled to. Let me speak on hard facts. I will not speak in the air and make castles in the air, that to flaky ones like Chetan Bhagat. Oh, Rahul की 10x ज़्यादा views हैं YouTube पर. Oh, Rahul Gandhi ने देखो कैसे Hinduism पर बात की Parliament के floor पर. Chetan Bhagat, these are some hard facts for you. I have been an investment banker, and I hear from what little I know of you that you were an investment banker too. Before you decided to turn an author, you were successful, and now you are again knocking on the doors of failure. The GDP in absolute terms was barely $2 trillion when Narendra Modi took over in 2014 as the Prime Minister. Today, it's close to $3.9 trillion. We've added almost another $2 trillion in just 10 years, which is phenomenal by any yardstick. Point number 2. Let us speak of some other numbers. The bank NPAs in terms of percentage was 11%. Today, it is 0.6%.
Okay.
Infra spending per year was 1.57 lakh crore between 2004 and 2014 annually. Today, the annual infra spend is between 36 lakh crore and 44 lakh crore. The wealth created in the 10 years of Manmohan Singh / Sonia Gandhi's kitchen cabinet was 13 lakh crore. The wealth created in the last 10 years of the Modi regime has been 320 lakh crore.
Okay.
Forex reserves today are at an all-time high of $670 billion. We were not even close to $300 billion under Manmohan Singh and Sonia Gandhi's incompetent regime. We were in real GDP terms at the 10th position under Manmohan Singh, a so-called economist. Today we are the world's 5th largest economy, having overtaken the United Kingdom. And most importantly, since you spoke of the middle class, wait Rahul Kanwal, wait. Since Chetan Bhagat spoke of the middle class, I always say ये जो ऊपर हवा में बात करके numbers देने का कोई मतलब नहीं है. आम आदमी, you know, let us break it down for him in a language that he can comprehend and he can understand. Today, Rahul Kanwal, you can check these numbers because I never throw data out of my hat. I speak facts. India sells 20 lakh motorcycles every month. India sees 5 lakh scooters being sold every month. India sees 1 lakh tractors being sold every month.
Okay. You made your point, Sanju Verma. I get the drift of what you're saying. I'll come back to you for more later. Okay, 20 seconds. Just 20 more seconds, yes.
I did not even speak for 5 minutes now, Rahul Kanwal.
20 seconds, ma'am.
Yes, don't rush me, I heard you. Chetan Bhagat, now listen to this. The world's largest financial inclusion scheme, Jan Dhan Yojana, with more than 53 crore bank accounts opened under Narendra Modi's regime. The world's largest health insurance scheme, Ayushman Bharat, with more than 34 crore cards given, Ayushman cards thanks to Narendra Modi. The world's largest sanitation scheme with more than 12 crore toilets built, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, thanks to Narendra Modi.
Okay, so you had your 20 seconds. I want to go back to Chetan Bhagat to respond what you heard from Sanju Verma. You were attacking BJP supporters. She's saying Chetan is seeking relevance. His books are not selling. He's seeking relevance. That's why he's looking to switch to the other side. Chetan Bhagat.
मैम मैं किसी साइड नहीं स्विच कर रहा. मैंने तो शुरू में भी कहा कि I have not, I'm just being an analyst. As an investment banker, you should know when an analyst analyzes a company, he's not a supporter of that company or not supporter. He's merely giving a temperature check कि वेदर टेम्परेचर क्या है. पहली बात. आई थॉट यू न्यू दिस ऑल्सो. आपको पता है मेरा कैरियर कब पीक करा कब नहीं करा. मुझे आपके केस में तो मुझे ये भी नहीं पता आपका कब पीक करा और कब नहीं करा या अभी कर रहा है. आई डोंट नो.
दिस विल गेट वेरी पर्सनल.
इट्स नॉट रेलेवेंट ना, बिकॉज़ मैम वो रेलेवेंट नहीं है ना यहाँ पे. नहीं मैं तो कह ही नहीं रहा. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ कि हम तो जिस मुद्दे पे बात.
You're well past your prime in terms of
ma'am, I will never lose my.
Ma'am, Sanju ji, let him speak one at a time. I'll come back. Let's have some decorum on this debate. Let's have some decorum on the debate. Otherwise, how will we do this? Yes.
एक मिनट. आप अपने पर्सनल बात कर ही लिया तो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ मैं कैसे देखता हूँ उसे. रेलेवेंस मैम सिर्फ पता नहीं आप किस चीज से मेजर करते हो. आई एम अ फादर, आई एम अ सन, आई हैव चिल्ड्रन. लाइफ में रेलेवेंस बहुत चीजों से आती है मैम. एक चीज ये याद रखना आप, ठीक है. तो और दूसरी बात ये कि मेरी अभी बुक आई थी फरवरी में, 11 Rules for Life, नंबर 1 बेस्ट सेलर है. I still get highest paid author in India. I'm still number 1 in all my, books. I have 5 publishers who are saying kab agli book likh rahe ho. I have so many contracts lying around. I mean, my investments have done really well. God has given me so much. और आज भी बहुत है. I don't come on India Today so much because I'm sorry they can't afford me all the time. Rahul, you know that. I went to another channel for the elections because वो हिंदी में थोड़ा ज्यादा बजट होता है उनका, so they can afford Chetan Bhagat. I came today because Rahul is a friend of mine and I cannot say no to him. तो इसके लिए मैं आया हूँ. तो मेरा रेलेवेंस क्या है नहीं है. मेरी राहुल कनवल से दोस्ती है, उसकी रेलेवेंस आप नहीं समझ सकते, उसकी वैल्यू आप नहीं समझ सकते, ठीक है. और प्रेमचंद भी लेखक था, उसकी बेस्ट सेलर कब हुई होगी. तो आज प्रेमचंद रेलेवेंट नहीं है. आप बोलेंगे कि वो महान लेखक नहीं है. हाँ, रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर अब लेखक नहीं है क्योंकि उनकी तो बुक लेटेस्ट. ऐसे नहीं सोचते मैम, ऐसे नहीं सोचना चाहिए. आज हम बात कर रहे हैं स्पेसिफिक मुद्दे की. नहीं, मैं आउट ऑफ लव कह रहा हूँ मैम, ऐसे कोई बात नहीं है. मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, मैं आप आते हो, आप पार्टी को डिफेंड करते हो, आपका काम है, बहुत अच्छी बात है. मैं आपकी पार्टी की केयर से ही कह रहा हूँ ये बात. अगर कुछ बात हो रही है तो उसको एक्नॉलेज. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि जो आपने अच्छी चीजें कही हैं वो नहीं हुई हैं. कुछ अच्छी चीजें जरूर हुई हैं. ऑफ कोर्स 10 years इज अ लॉन्ग टाइम. कुछ तो अच्छा हुआ ही होगा. बट इफ देयर आर some worrying signs for every politician. What is the strength of BJP? They always had ear to the ground. They know फटाफट वो ठीक करते हैं. ये कैसे हो रहा है, पब्लिक को नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है, ये चीज अच्छी लग रही है, ये ऐसे करते हैं. So वो उसमें बताने का, you don't become an opposer, you don't become enemy, यही तो प्रॉब्लम है. जब अगर ऐसा कल्चर बन जाता है कि तारीफ करो नहीं तो you are going to the other side. ये कैसे मैम? मैम बताओ कैसे?
In the interest of fairness, I'm going to give Sanju Verma an opportunity to respond. Chetan Bhagat saying, I'm giving you a temperature check. I'm an analyst. I'm observing the situation. I'm not doing this for personal gain. Let Sanju Verma respond.
Yeah, I just want to say, Chetan Bhagat, a couple of things to him. आपने कहा मैं बेस्ट सेलर हूँ, मुझे इतना पैसा दिया जा रहा है, आज भी लोग मेरे पीछे पड़े हुए हैं कि भाई आप कब किताब लिखोगे, blah blah blah. I can sit here and say, anyone who knows India's stock markets, anyone who's been an investment banker for the longest time, and was not just a pseudo investment banker for 2 or 3 years, knows who Sanju Verma is. I was the highest paid executive. I've made so much wealth for myself by way of ESOPs. I don't need to work anymore. But anyway, this is not about Chetan Bhagat versus Sanju Verma. What I pay by way of taxes, maybe you just get paid by way of royalties. But बात करते हैं मुद्दे की. मुद्दे की बात ये है, I always say it's not about Modi versus Rahul or BJP versus Congress alone. When you're sitting on a national television debate, and that to Rahul Kanwal, whose show is widely watched, you have to speak the hard facts. Rahul Gandhi ने आज क्या बार-बार बोला? Just 30 seconds I will take. He keeps saying this over and over and over again. ओबीसी दलित और आदिवासी के लिए कुछ नहीं किया बीजेपी ने. ओबीसी दलित आदिवासी की तो हालत खराब है. सो लेट मी टेल यू दैट टुडे विष्णु देव साई, छत्तीसगढ़ के चीफ मिनिस्टर बीजेपी के, ही इज अ ट्राइबल. अरुण साव, द डेप्यूटी सीएम ऑफ छत्तीसगढ़, इज एन ओबीसी. अगेन मध्य प्रदेश सीएम मोहन यादव इज एन ओबीसी. द डेप्यूटी सीएम ऑफ मध्य प्रदेश जगदीश देवड़ा इज अ दलित. Again, the deputy CM of Rajasthan, Prem Chandra Bairwa, is a Dalit. But I want to say one thing to you, Rahul. Sitaram Kesri was an OBC. He was thrown out by Sonia Gandhi. B.R. Ambedkar was a Dalit and treated shabbily by Nehru and had to resign from Nehru's cabinet because of shabbily being treated. And then we have Babu Jagjeevan Ram.
Okay.
He was a Dalit.
Ma'am, you've made your point. I also have other guests and I want to go across to them as well. Listen, we're not taking any sides. We're just trying to unpack